Let me introduce the human brain. It's difficult to evaluate the complexity of the neural network of human brain, since these key components of the human brain are indeed significantly greater in figures. A normal brain is composed of 100 billion neurons. Can you imagine? In the late decades, clinical researchers have made a quantum jump in their comprehension of the human mind and spinal string. Their revelations have been powered by signs of progress in imaging innovation and nervous system science. The brain is a marvelous 3-pound structure that regulates all activities of the body, perceives input from the outer environment, and represents the nature of the brain and the spirit. Knowledge, innovativeness, feeling, and memory are a couple of the numerous things administered by the mind. The brain of a human is the source of order for the neural system. It collects feedback from the sensory organs of the body and delivers signals to the muscles. May we equate the minds of humans and animals? The average human brain capacity is not associated with the degree of intellect. For example, the sperm brain whale is 5 times heavier than that of the human brain, yet humans are known to have more exceptional intelligence than killer whales. So, where does this neural network situated? Here's something to understand. The brain is a more complicated structure than any other known to man. Let's open up the human brain. Between the brain and skull, they're situated meninges, which comprise of 3 layers of tissue that cover and ensures the cerebrum and spinal string. The enclosed brain within the skull provides frontal, lateral, and dorsal protection. The human skull comprises 22 bones, of which 14 bones structures the facial bones and left out 8 bones constructs the skull. Anatomically, the human brain is enclosed within the head and is encircled by the cerebrospinal liquid. The cerebrospinal fluid, CSF, is a liquid that courses inside the skull and spinal rope, occupying empty spaces outside the mind. Consistently, the specific ependymal cells produce around 500 ml of cerebrospinal fluid. The CSF's essential capacity is to go about as a support for the cerebrum, padding mechanical stuns, and hosing minor shocks. It additionally gives necessary immunological assurance to the cerebrum. A segmented human brain looks like this. The human brain structure consists of 3 fundamental parts, the forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain, each with numerous components. Cortex. The outside of the cerebrum is known as the cortex. It has a collapsed sloppy appearance with some valleys as well. The cortex contains 16 billion neurons that are organized in explicit layers. The nerve cell bodies shading the cortex gray earthy colored, giving it its name, gray matter. Underneath the cortex are long nerve strands, axons, that interface cerebrum territories to one another called white matter. A crease is known as a gyrus and the valley between is a sulcus. Wow! The cerebrum is further divided into 4 lobes, frontal, parietal, occipital, and temporal. Take a look over the functions of each lobe, so it is located. Inside the brainstem and between the 2 other developed areas of the cerebrum are the forebrain and the hindbrain, contrasted in those districts. The midbrain is generally little. An amazing truth. The midbrain is the littlest area of the cerebrum and is found midway inside the cranial pit. It is not the end. It's an information superhighway connector as well. Let me end this article by explaining various brain conditions. Many conditions can influence the mind. The vast majority of them can be categorized as one of 4 fundamental classifications. Brain wounds, for example, blackouts. Cerebrovascular wounds, for example, aneurysms or strokes. Brain tumors, for example, acoustic neuromas or schwannomas. Neurodegenerative issues, for example, dementia, Parkinson's illness, or Huntington's ailment. As of now, we can say that this human cerebrum is the most convoluted, stunning physical structure known to us in the entire universe, right?